welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
board gaming things.
Exactly. We are here today to do a playthrough for you.
Been a while.
Been a while. One moment. I may want to get the box lid. And today's playthrough is on Riftforce from One More Time Games, designed by Carlo Bortolini.
And art by Miguel Coimbra. I recognize that name.
Me too. So we are going to do a playthrough of this for you today, but first let's just start with a brief overview of the game, because otherwise, how will people know what it's about? How it began. Rifts changed our world. Villages were torn apart. The Riftforce emerged and spread across the land. What once seemed lifeless began to rise and awake. Flames leapt from campfires and waves poured out of their riverbeds. Even the sun and moon left their footprints in the ground. Gifted individuals came forward to form the guilds, with the aim of wielding control over these living elementals and gaining greater knowledge about them. While competing for Riftforce, these guilds forged temporary alliances to share the unique abilities of their elementals and defend access to the rifts. Now it is your time. Choose your guilds, combine their powers, and rush into battle. Gain Riftforce from the locations you control and all the elementals you destroyed until you have enough to ascend to eternal power. Riftforce is a game for 2 players only. You go
right up our
alley.
Up
our alley. You go head to head.
Yep.
Fight, 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 fight.
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 Fight. Fight. Fight. Fight.
Woo! So to start with Riftforce, Jeff and I first need to draft our elementals. The game comes with 10 different elemental or guilds to choose from.
Yep. The guilds are ice, light, fire, crystal, water, air, shadow, plant, thunderbolt, and earth.
So how we start the game is we first start by removing one of the 10 guilds blindly. So I'm just gonna
shuffle them, cheater.
Shuffle them, and then
fire's my favorite.
Well, I guess we'll have to see if you get it. So the one that I am removing secretly is Ice Baby. Vanilla Ice Baby. So the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to blindly draw 2 of these, one for each of us. Give them another little shuffly boo.
You're shuffling them with the face up. That's really weird.
They're double-sided. Jeff's first guild is
fire.
Thunder. Feel the thunder.
Is it thunder or lightning?
Thunderbolt. My first guild is Crystal.
Oh,
ooh.
I can still get fire.
So now what we do is we're actually going to lay these out, and we are going to draft them one at a time. But before we do that, we need to select first player. Jeff will be yellow.
Yellow.
I will be blue. There's a first player token that we flip, and whoever's color lands face up wins. Let's go.
Wow.
Who is it? It's me!
No. Come off it.
Jeff, it is me.
You threw that across the room.
Yeah.
That's bull.
Threw it across the room to victory. So now we are going to draft our other guilds. Who would I like to pick? Do I take fire? I really like the light. I'm going to take the light. That's my favorite.
I'm taking fire.
Shocking. Okay, next I am going to take... I think I'm going to take shadow.
I'm taking earth.
Okay. Water.
Plant.
So the last one, which is air, he's also going to be out of this game. So my 4 guilds are Crystal, Light, just like the drink. Crystal Light.
Yay.
Crystal, Light, Shadow, and Water.
I have Thunderbolt, Fire, Earth, and Plant.
So obviously we know I'm probably going to win. In best case scenario, Jeff and I would be sitting on opposite sides of the table.
Yep.
But because our table is weirdly large and square, we're not going to do that. So we're going to sit on the same side. I will be playing on this side right here.
Yep.
And Jeff will be playing on this side. So we're just setting up our cards here.
Just for reference.
Yeah, it's just for reference. So each of the guilds come with their elemental cards. So we have to take our guild's elemental cards. So I get Crystal, Jeff gets Thunder, Jeff gets Fire, I get Water, gets Plant, I get Shadow, I get Light, Ice?
No ice.
No ice. Jeff gets earth?
Yep.
Dang, I kind of like that one. And then you're going to take your elemental cards and you're going to shuffle them.
I'm doing it under the table.
Whoops.
Because I don't do that like Jamie does.
What do you mean?
Flip them all around, Bobby Brown.
Oops, I dropped another one. I'm not very good at shuffling. The first person to achieve 12 Riftforce wins. And how do you get Riftforce? That's a great question. So Jeff and I are going to go back and forth taking turns playing 3 cards at a time, or activating cards, or checking and drawing. So the first action that you could take, and you can only take 1 action on your turn, is to play cards. On my turn, I can either play 3 cards with the same number up top, or 3 cards from the same guild or the same type of element.
You're going to start the game with 7 cards in your hand.
You're going to start the game with 7 cards in your hand. I, right now, can only play, if I want to play 3 cards, I can either play 3 7s, which would be these 3 here, or I can play 3 5s. What I could also do if I wanted to play the same color faction, I don't have to lay 3 cards. You can lay up to 3 cards, so I could lay 2 water, 2 crystal, or 2 light. So that's the first option that you have for an action. The second option that you have is to activate. So when you activate, you have to discard a card from your hand. So let's say this is the card I had in my hand to discard. That would allow me to either activate up to 3 6s, regardless of location and regardless of color or element type, or I could activate 3 shadow cards. Once again, doesn't matter where they're located, just any 3 shadow. One thing that I did forget to mention, when you are playing cards, you have to put them adjacent to each other. So if you're doing 3, you'd have to do 3 adjacent spots, or you can put all 3 together in any order that you choose and pick 1 location to put them at. So you can activate those cards, and what you do while you activate them is what the guild abilities are that are listed on these cards right here. So you'll be able to activate as much as you can the abilities on these cards. So what that means is if you can do it, you have to do it. And each of them has 2 abilities. One of the guilds has an immediate effect, only the earth character. Everything else is only when you activate it. You're trying to knock out your opponents so that you can gain Riftforce. When you kill one of your opponents, you gain a Riftforce, and I'll talk about how else you get Riftforce in a minute. The way that you do it is by attacking, and the number that is in the upper corner is the life points. So this character, as an example, Jeff would need to hit him 6 times before they died.
They come in 5 6s or 7s.
Exactly,
That's
5
it.
6s or 7s.
Yeah.
And the very last action that you can take is called check and draw. You're going to start with 7 cards. As you play cards, you don't draw cards unless you take this action. What the check action is asking you to do, let's just set up a fake scenario here. Perfect. If I said, okay, I'm going to check and draw, right now I control this location because there's no enemy here. So that would mean I can gain 1 Riftforce because I control 1 location. Now, if the situation looked like this and Jeff were to check and draw, he would gain 2 Riftforce because he controls 2 locations. So that's another way that you can gain Riftforce. And then the draw part of that is that you just draw your hand back up to 7. And that's the game. That's literally...
It is super simple.
So draw up to 7.
And now it will be my turn first. This is not a great starting hand. So for my first turn, I am going to play 3 light cards. I will play 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. That is it. I played my 3 cards. It's off to Jeffrey.
I'm going to play 3 5s, and I'm going to play Plant, Fire, and Thunderbolt to the same locations as you.
How convenient. Okay, next I am going to play 3 6s, and I think I'm going to do kind of the same thing. I'm going to play 1 here, here, and here.
I'm also going to play 3 6s.
Oh.
I'm going to play Earth here. I'll now describe what the Earth does because the Earth, as Jamie mentioned, is the one that has an instant ability, the only one in the game. When you play Earth, place 1 damage on each enemy at this location. So I'm going to place 1 damage on each of Jamie's elements, and then I will play Thunderbolt, and then 1 more Thunderbolt here.
Must be wanting to check and draw soon. Okay, what do I want to do?
So we should mention that there will be abilities that say first deal damage to the first enemy. That is the top enemy next to the locations.
I am going to discard my 7 to activate my 7, which is right here. So with the light, I place 2 damage on the first enemy at this location, so that's the fire guy. And then I can remove 1 damage from an ally, so I will remove 1 from this guy here.
Shocking.
Bye-bye. That's why I like the light, guys. And that's my turn, because I can only activate 1, because I only had 1 7.
Cool. I am going to activate my Thunderbolts. So Thunderbolts state place 2 damage on any enemy at this location. If the Thunderbolt destroys this enemy, repeat this ability once immediately. I will place 2 damage on your Wada, and then I'm going to place 2 damage on your Light.
Ugh. Well, I have to check and draw because I have no cards, so I am checking. Unfortunately, I don't control any territory right now, so all I can do is draw.
Okay, to me, I will do the same since I have no cards in hand. I will also check and draw.
Ugh.
So I will check. I do control 1 territory.
Wow.
So I'm going to gain 1 Riftforce on my way to defeating Jamie, and I will draw
not lost.
7.
I am going to play a 6 and activate all of my 6s. Let's start with water. So my water says I can place 2 damage on the first enemy at this location. So I will do that first. Pow, pow. Then I can move this water to an adjacent location and place 1 damage on the new first enemy at the new location. So I'll place 1 on that. So that was my first 6. With my second 6, the shadow. With the shadow, I move the shadow to another location, any location, and place 1 damage on the first enemy. So I did that, and I killed Jeff's fire guy.
Fire guy.
Fire guy. That allows me to gain 1 Rift Force because I killed somebody, and a second 1 because it was the shadow that killed it.
So the shadow gives you an extra Rift Force if you destroy something.
Plus 1 Rift Force. So now I can activate my final 6, which is my crystal. So I can place 4 damage on the first enemy at this location. Oops, sorry, I thought that was a 3. Oops, look at that, I killed it. However, here's the kicker.
The kicker with the crystal.
First, I'll take my Rift Force, but because I killed Jeff's guy, what?
It's when I destroy it, I get +1.
Oh.
If I destroy the crystal, basically it counts as 2 Rift Force. So I'll get 1 Rift Force for destroying an elemental, but the crystal's drawback is that it does a lot of damage.
Yep.
But I get an extra point when I destroy it.
Ain't that the truth? Look at me. I'm running away with it, guys.
Yep.
So, off to you, Jeffrey. Try and catch up.
Cool Benjamins. All right, I am going to play 3 5s, and I'm going to play a 5 here.
Yep.
Here. And here.
Well, what do I want to do, though? Okay, I think I am going to activate all of my light people.
God, I hate the light.
So that is these 3 cards here. So with this one, each of them will allow me to place 2 damage on the first enemy at the location. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. So the second part of the light is that I can then remove 1 damage from one of my allies. So I will remove 1 from him using his. Using his, I'll remove 1 here. And with this one, I will remove 1 from here. Healed.
I'm realizing the mistake I've made. And it's not great.
Oh, turn him back now.
I'm going to check and draw.
What?
And I'll gain 2.
Drats.
And draw 3.
Oh my god. Wow. I didn't see that coming. Okay. Crap.
This is an interesting thing about Riftforce. You can kind of, there's a couple strategies that can come into play here.
Yeah.
I should also mention that when you check and draw, you can't do that if you have 7 cards in your hand, obviously.
Right. Yes, you have
to have less than 7.
Okay, so I'm going to play 3 5s. 1, cha-chow, 2, cha-chow, and 3, cha-chow. Jeffrey, in response.
In response, I'm going to play 5 and activate my 5s.
So you have to choose 3 5s.
I have to choose 3 5s. So the first, I'm going to activate my fire. So fire is place 3 damage on the first enemy at this location. So I'll place 3. And then it states place 1 damage on the ally directly behind this fire. But there is none.
Right.
So that does not trigger because he is
in front.
Ahead of the fire. For my second 5, I'm actually going to activate this lightning. Place 2 damage on any enemy at this location.
I know exactly what you're going to do.
So I'll place 2 on Jamie's light, which destroys it, and I gain a Rift Force for that. And the beauty of the lightning is, if the Thunderbolt destroys this enemy, repeat this ability once immediately. I will then spend 2, or place 2 damage on her shadow.
I don't like that.
For my third 5, I am going to...
Gonna be a plant. That I know for sure.
Do a plant. And I'm actually going to activate this plant.
Why?
So the plant states I place 2 damage on the first enemy in an adjacent location. So I will place 2 damage on Jamie's shadow. And then I move this enemy to the location of the plant. So I will move it. Yeah.
Whatever. See if I care. I don't care.
And that is my turn.
Big turn.
Big turn, a lot of smells.
Big turn, a lot of smells. This...
You're getting into trouble.
Yeah. Okay, so you really need to know when to draw cards and when not to play cards. Okay, I am going to discard a water to activate my 1 water.
Interesting.
Oh, I am going to place, immediately it allows me to place 2 damage on the enemy at this location, so I'm going to take the 3. Oh my god, Jeff, they're double-sided.
I don't know what you've been doing.
I did not know that. Okay, so 2 damage there, and then I can move my water to an adjacent location. So I think I'm going to put him there, and then I will put a damage here on the lightning bolt, because I have a feeling... Oh, you have so many cards left, though.
Jamie's getting into trouble.
No, okay, I'm going to... Sorry.
Oh, I didn't know we're playing with take backsies.
Yeah, well, I haven't finished my turn. I didn't say turn over, so we'll do this.
Wow.
That's what I wanted to do all along. I'm not
doing well. What did you do?
What?
What did you do?
I put 2, and then he gets to move, and then I put 1.
Okay, you left 2 open spaces, though.
Yeah, but you have so many cards.
I could check and draw. I have 6. Ooh, boy. Interesting. No. So, my dilemma right now is I can check and draw and gain 2 Rift Force because I control 2 areas. But I feel like that's a bad strategy right now.
Yeah. I feel that way too.
Yeah.
I feel that way for you too.
Instead, I'm going to activate my 6s. So I'm going to activate 3 6s, but I'm only going to activate 2 6s.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
That's fine.
So I'm going to activate my Thunderbolt first to do 2 damage to your shadow.
You get to choose any, don't you?
Yes.
Ugh, so annoying.
So that will destroy her shadow and gain me a Rift Force. And since I've destroyed an enemy with that ability, I can immediately do it again. So I will place 2 more on Jamie's shadow.
Why?
I mean, why?
I don't know. I was just asking questions, trying to trip you up.
And so that was one of my 6s. For the second 6, so the Earth only has 1 ability now because the immediate ability comes in only when it's played. I can place 2 damage on the first enemy at this location. I will place 2 damage on Jamie's light. And that's my turn, sucker.
I am going to check and draw. I am not controlling any, so...
Really?
6, 7. Okay, your turn.
I am going to check and draw for 2 Rift Force because I control 2 locations and will draw 2 cards. I'm feeling very good right now.
Not me.
But I don't know. This can change quickly.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. We always sing the Game of Thrones song.
Yeah.
When things are getting serious.
Okay, I am going to discard a 6 to activate my 6s. What is...
A 6.
What is a 6, really? First, I'm going to activate my Shadow 6. So I'm going to first activate my Shadow 6 by moving him to this location.
Yeah.
Wait.
Take backsies here are getting real.
I'm just realizing, okay, no. I'm just realizing things as they unfold. So I am first going to activate my water. That's what I really wanted to do.
Oh,
so with the
okay.
water, I place 2 damage on the first enemy, and then I can move him to one adjacent location and place 1 damage on the new person.
Yep.
Now I am going to activate my shadow. And I will move him here and place 1 damage, which kills what's his face?
My
the
Earth?
old, yeah, Gronk or whatever his name is.
Gronk.
I don't know. I made that up. And then I get 2 Riftforce because I did that with a shadow. Okay, so I can't activate my Crystal 6
Sure
because
can.
there's nobody there. So Jeffrey, that's your turn. Mm-hmm.
Ah, I see.
Do you
I see.
I see the light to the right?
Oh, this isn't good. This is not great.
My, how the turntables.
No, it's okay. Helmet.
Helmet. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. I thought I had a really clever play, but I don't. Alright, I'm going to play 3 7s. And I'm going to play a 7 here, which, again, when the Earth immediately comes in, he does 1 damage. So I'll do 1 to that dingus. And then I'm going to bring in the 7 and do 1 to that dingai. And then 1 more 7 to that location.
Okay, I'm going to play 3 5s. So I'll start with 1 here, 1 here, and 1 there. It's my turn.
I'm so glad you did that.
Why?
I don't know. I just am. Okay, I believe you. I'm going to activate my greens.
Eat your greens, kids. Keep you strong.
Follow me here. I'm going to deal 2 damage to an adjacent enemy and pull him to me.
Yep.
I'm going to deal 2 damage to an adjacent enemy, which will actually defeat him. Her, which gains me a Riftforce.
Ooh. That's an overreaction.
I cheated. No, he was the first. Was he the first?
Yeah.
He was the first. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
She.
I didn't. She. All right, and then I'm going to activate my 3rd green, which is this 7 here. So I will yank Jamie's light to me here.
Yep.
You're up.
Okay. I am going to play a 5 to activate my 5s. I will first activate this 5, my crystal, and he's going to deal 4 damage to this sucker. Then I am going to activate this 5, the water. So he is going to deal 2 damage, which kills said plant. It's funny, water doesn't usually kill plants, I guess if you overwater it. Then I can move this 5 to an adjacent location and deal 1 damage right here. Then, what do I want to do? I can kill that one. Whale, what happens when I kill him? Nothing.
I think I just won.
Why? I don't understand.
Oh, you'll see. Just play. I got you, though, sucker.
How?
You'll see.
Okay,
I'm
I'm going
always
to
thinking 10
activate
steps ahead, Jamie.
this crystal here, and I'm just going to go ahead and kill this guy.
Okay. For 1?
Yep.
You killed me with the crystal guy?
Yep. And I think that's my 3 5s.
Okay. Ready? Perfect.
Nah, you're probably like thinking something good is going to happen, but then it doesn't.
Cool. I'm going to activate my 5s.
Yeah?
And I'm going to deal 3 damage to your water with my fire.
My water repels fire.
I will not place 1 damage on an ally behind because there is none.
Uh-huh.
I'll activate my second 5, which is the lightning bolt to deal 2 damage to your water, which will destroy it, gaining me a Riftforce. Second ability won't trigger because you don't have enemy for me to repeat that ability on. And then I am going to do 2 damage to your crystal and draw it to me. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
I'm going to play my 2 7s.
Smart.
Oh, I can't, though. Can't do that.
Why?
I can't. They're not adjacent.
Oh, yes.
Let's actually do it like this. It's your turn. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to activate my 5s. And I'm going to deal 3 damage to your water. And then, because of my fire. And then I'll deal 2 damage because of my thunderbolt.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to deal 2 damage from my plant and draw you to me, but you're dead.
Okay.
I will gain a Riftforce
Mm-hmm.
and pass the turn.
Okay. Well, I have to check and draw, which will gain me a Riftforce.
Yeah. And
Right.
then I will check and draw to gain 2.
Are you kidding me?
I had you like 2 turns ago. I knew it.
That is so annoying.
And
Okay.
that is Riftforce.
That is Riftforce. So, Jeff, we've played this a few times now. Our wins are even.
Oh,
just
yeah.
so you know.
Oh,
And
boy.
the first game was a learning game, so
Mhm.
you technically didn't really win that one. But that is Riftforce. So this is a head-to-head, battle-it-out game. Every game is going to be a little bit different because every time you're going to have different elementals come out, different combinations and things
Yeah.
like that. That's the playthrough.
That's a playthrough. We will have another video coming out with our thoughts, reactions,
Feelings,
emotions.
after I calm down from my loss.
Very simple.
Thank you guys so much for watching our Riftforce playthrough. Let us know down below if you've ever tried Riftforce or if you would like to try Riftforce, all of those good things. Jeff, you needed the win. You needed the win because
She's so salty.
your stats have just been going
That's
down.
me. That's me sprinkling salt around the table.
More sand, more salt. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing to us here at Foster the Meeple. Wanted to say a big thank you to the fellas over at One More Time Games for sending us Riftforce for this playthrough.
Yep.
Thank you for that. If you are interested, please consider joining our Discord where we can talk about this game and many other games.
Yep.
If you're interested in supporting us, we have the Patreon
Mhm.
and all of that information is below. And of course, we have social media. You gotta know about it. It's at Foster the Meeple, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Don't bother with Facebook.
Yep.
We have it. But
Accurate. Or if you just want to ask questions about the game.
yeah. And last but not least, if you are interested in buying board games, a fantastic place to start looking is your friendly local gaming store. And for us here in Halifax, it is the Boardroom Game Cafe, located on
Barrington.
Exactly. I'm not like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom.
What's that wrong?
Mean Girls.
I just say mean girl.
Mean Girls, because that's how a Mean Girl would say it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope to see you again soon. And now we say goodbye.
Later days.
I'm so mad. I followed you, genius. It's Parks and Rec. I'm so mad.
I knew 2 turns ago I had you. I was like, there's no way she can get me.
I didn't
Because
spread them out
I
good
knew
enough.
that I eventually you were going to have to draw without getting any points. And I was like, I know that she's on the bad end of the draw.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, Jeff, is that my first hand that I got, it wasn't a good hand.
Okay.
So I was
Yak,
late
yak,
to the
yak,
start.
yak, 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 yak.